The movie starts by introducing two shamans, Harim and her junior Bongil, who arrive in Los Angeles to help Park, a wealthy Korean-American businessman. They go straight to the hospital where they meet Park's wife and learn that their newborn son suffers from a mysterious illness. Harim performs a ritual and senses the presence of Park's ancestors, especially his paralyzed father and late grandfather, whose grave remains in Korea. This unsettled spirit is causing misfortune in the family. At Park's home, Harim explains her role as a shaman, revealing how evil spirits haunt Park's family. Park shares that his brother died tragically and that he has faced multiple hardships, including his son's worsening health. Harim uncovers that the family is cursed due to Park's grandfather's unsettled spirit in Korea. Harim promises help but says they need more people. Do you believe in curses and spirits? Let us know your opinions in the comments. Next, we meet Feng Shui expert Kim and his assistant, Shamans in Korea. They deal with spirits by finding peaceful resting places for the dead. Kim believes that energy, the earth, and human life are interconnected. They investigate the spirit of an old lady haunting her family, discovering her grandson kept her teeth as a memento. After returning the teeth, peace is restored. Kim and Young then meet Harim to discuss Park's situation. They discover the family's issues are tied to their land in Korea. Kim agrees to help resolve the family curse. Back in Los Angeles, Park's mother disapproves of his plan to unearth his grandfather's grave, believing prayer can solve their problems. Despite her doubts, Park is set on saving his son. He travels to Korea alone, leaving his family behind, and meets with Kim to investigate his grandfather's unmarked grave, located near a mountain. Oddly, foxes linger around the grave, an ominous sign. The tombstone has no name, only numbers and incantations, raising questions about why the identity was hidden. Park explains that his grandfather was honored for contributions to the country, and the simple grave was recommended by a monk, Gisun, to protect it from robbers. Kim feels a dark energy around the grave and warns Park, but Park insists on continuing for his son's sake. At night, Park shares his fears with Kim, who suggests removing the dark spirit through an intense ritual. The next day, Park's aunt joins, as her approval is essential for the ritual. Harim arrives, bringing ritual items, including 5 pigs for protection. She performs a powerful dance, chanting while preparing the pigs. As the ritual proceeds, Kim examines the skeleton, deciding cremation is necessary to release the spirit attached to the bones. During the digging, a worker encounters a snake with a human-like head, which he kills. The snake's scream and sudden storms add to the ominous mood. Kim advises Park to stop the cremation. Kim grows suspicious and seeks information on the monkey soon, only to find no records of him, deepening the mystery of the nameless grave. Back at the ward, someone opens the coffin in search of treasure, unknowingly triggering the spirit's wrath. Furious, Park's grandfather's spirit emerges weak but vengeful, killing Park's father and mother. Kim warns Park that the spirit is trying to destroy his bloodline. While the real Kim was at the door, the spirit pretended to be him on the phone. Park mistakenly opens the window, allowing the spirit in, leading to his end. While performing a ritual, Harim encounters Park's grandfather's spirit, a powerful and malevolent force that starts to take control of her. Kim realizes the only solution is to cremate the body to break the curse and free the spirit, which is still bound to the bones. However, they need permission from Grandpa's daughter, Park's aunt, as it's her father and her property. Understanding that the family's suffering won't end without this act, Kim pleads with the aunt to save her innocent grandchild. She agrees, and they burn the bones, releasing Grandpa's spirit. At last, the curse is lifted, and peace returns to the family. But the trouble isn't over, in fact. The real story is just beginning. Kim learns that a worker who disturbed Grandpa's grave has been cursed after being bitten by a snake with a human head. The worker explains he's dying and that the curse began after they encountered this snake. Determined to uncover the truth, Kim returns to the grave and encounters the same human-headed snake known as an Ona, a mysterious spirit that can be helpful or harmful. When Kim digs deeper, he and his team uncover a tall 7-foot coffin standing upright under Grandpa's grave. Stunned, Kim, Harim, Bongil, and Young work together to pull it out, puzzled by why it's buried this way. To ensure the coffin's safety overnight, they enlist a trusted man to guard it. Before leaving, Harim performs a protective ritual, circling the coffin with rice and blood to keep any evil forces at bay. The mystery deepens, and the stakes are higher than ever. Kim and Harim confront Park's aunt about the mysterious mantra and why her father was buried in such a remote area. Kim reveals that her father had betrayed the country, siding with the Japanese. The aunt, surprised, reveals that Gi-soon, the monk who suggested the grave, wasn't even Korean but Japanese. Adding to the mystery, Kim decodes the numbers on the tombstone as coordinates, realizing there's more to the grave than anyone knew. Later, an old man hears strange sounds from the barn. Bongil sees him wounded, muttering unknown words, and uses his spells to revive him. But soon after, a 7-foot figure emerges. Horrified, Bongil calls Harim, who has been seeking guidance from her late grandmother's spirit. Her grandmother warns of a greater danger. Harim rushes with Bongil to the barn and finds the 7-foot coffin open. Nearby lies a helmet, the samurai general's, revealing an ancient threat. Bongil tries to call for help, but the monstrous figure appears outside, demanding food. Harim pretends to be a tree spirit, but the general realizes she's human and attacks. Bongil jumps in to defend her but is gravely wounded. The demonic general moves toward Harim, but dawn breaks and he vanishes into a ball of fire. Afterward, the group experiences visions about the general's fiery powers linked to the grave. Bongil is rushed to the hospital in critical condition, leaving Harim heartbroken. Kim, feeling guilty, decides they must return to the grave to end the curse once and for all. Their first stop is the old man's home, the same man who initially revealed details about the grave robbers. There, they uncover that these robbers followed strict feng shui principles, incorporating yin and yang and elements like metal and wood. Meanwhile, at the hospital, Harim realizes that Bongil, who was recovering, has become possessed. He's now a servant of the monstrous 7-foot general, a guardian of something deeply hidden within the grave, though its true nature remains a mystery. Kim digs deeper into the grave and discovers a 7-foot-tall monster sleeping within. The story of the grave robbers wasn't about treasure at all. They were actually Korean patriots on a mission to heal their homeland's energy. They needed to remove hidden metal rods disrupting Korea's energy flow, but they never found any rods. Why? Because Gi-soon secretly buried them beneath a royal grave, knowing no one would dare disturb it. Harim's sister stays near Bongil, protecting him with spells. Kim and Young draw protective symbols on themselves. As night falls, the team devises a plan to trick the spirit known as the General, allowing Kim and Young to find the hidden rod and eliminate him using horse blood. However, they struggle to locate it, prompting Ona to reveal to Harim that this is a centuries-old battle and explain how it all began. The General senses the trap and attacks Harim, but her grandmother's spirit intervenes to protect her. Even the powerful General respects her, a legendary shaman, forcing him to retreat briefly. Meanwhile, Kara Bunny returns from the grave and nearly kills Kim, who is saved by Harim. She uses horse blood to harm the general, but it's not enough to defeat him. The general retaliates fiercely, and Kim begins experiencing visions of the general's dark history and the origins of the rods that are holding Korea back. In one vision, Kim encounters a white-faced figure, a fox spirit named Gi-soon, a powerful guardian who has kept Korea divided for generations. They realize that as long as the rods remain hidden, Korea's growth will be halted. Kim and the others uncover that the general's body was cursed and buried with a katana forged from the tortured souls of his victims. To conceal it, Grandpa Park's grave was placed on top. Kim understands that the general's ghost itself is the final rod, and that opposites neutralize each other. Using wood and his own blood, he stabs the general, finally destroying both the ghost and the curse. With this, Bongil is freed from possession. In the end, the general spirit and the final rod are destroyed, restoring harmony. Grandpa Park's grave keeps the past hidden, and the team returns to normal life, celebrating at Kim's daughter's wedding. The movie concludes with a sense of closure but leaves a lingering mystery behind. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and drop a comment below. See you in the next exciting video.